you. My name is Rahayu. I am from affirmative team. I agree with the motion smoking ban in Indonesia. Why? There is my argument. Cigarettes are manufactured of dangerous chemicals. Just by burning and smoking a cigarette, more than 4,000 types of chemicals can be produced. 400 of them are toxic and 40 of them can accumulate in the body and can cause cancer. Cigarettes are also addictive substances because they can cause addiction and defense for the person who smokes. In other words, cigarettes belong to the class of drugs like narcotics, alcohol, and addictive substances. The dangers of smoking for the whole of the body needs not be doubted. Various dangerous diseases can be caused by this bad habit. Not only active smokers, cigarettes are also dangerous for anyone who inhales the smoke or passive smokers. Frequent inhalation of cigarette smoke can increase the risk of lung cancer by 20 until 30%. In addition, passive smokers are also more at risk of experiencing various other serious diseases such as osteosclerosis, coronary heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, and high blood pressure. While the effect for active smokers can increase the risk of various diseases such as heart disease, stroke, fertility problem, and disorder of the lungs such as lung cancer. In Indonesia, it is estimated that more than 230,000 people die from smoking every year. That is a very high number. So I agree if smoking should be banned in Indonesia.
Okay, I'm Yesi Stohang from the opposite team. I don't agree with the motion banning smoking. Why? Because of this cigarette can contribute to the Indonesian economy, can help the Indonesian economy through taxes from cigarettes. Cigarette excise is still the largest contributor to state revenue from excise. In fact, custom note that the contribution of cigarette excise tax reached 96%. It is undeniable that the existence of this industry is a source of state revenue. This is reflected in the target of excise revenue this year to reach 180 trillion rupiah and will increase again next year to 203 trillion rupiah. So I don't agree with the motion.
Yes, your statement is true, but I don't completely agree with your statement. Cigarettes do have a great influence on many people, especially in the financial sector. It is very difficult to ban or even stop the production of cigarettes because it will disrupt a source of income for many people and increase the unemployment rate in Indonesia. But on the other hand, if the government allows cigarette production to continue, both active and passive smokers are in danger. But there is definitely a solution to a problem. The only way is for the government to provide other jobs for people who have been depending on cigarettes for a living. Thus, the government will feel safe if it stops its production.
Okay, but besides that, with the existence of the cigarette factory in Indonesia, it can create jobs and reduce the unemployment rate in Indonesia. We know that there are still many unemployed in Indonesia, so the existence of the cigarette factory can create jobs and reduce unemployment. And another one, it is also opportunities for tobacco farmers. The income of tobacco farmers will increase if cigarettes continue to be produced. So if cigarettes are banned, there will be a lot of loss for the Indonesian economy.
Okay, in health side, smoking have negative effects. Cigarettes are proven to have more than 4,000 chemicals that not only damage the health of those who smoke them, but also those who accidentally inhale the smoke or passive smokers. Therefore, it is not uncommon for us to see warning about working in public place. However, with the low levels of social awareness of the community, any warning will not mean anything to them. Thus, it is not habits that must be regulated or correct, but the origin of disaster that must be removed. In this case, banning the production and distribution of cigarettes is most appropriate solution so that although many people need it, if cigarettes are no longer available, addicts uh, inevitably have to stop. One of the disadvantages for this is the smoker himself. The psychological effect of smoking is causing addiction to the smoker himself. Smokers will become restless if they don't smoking for a certain time. Cigarette addiction is psychological effect because it occurs from the smoker's subconscious. Furthermore, the effect of cigarette addiction will result in an increase in the number of cigarettes consumed more than usual.
If we look at from the health side, don't smokers already know the negative effects of consuming this cigarette? But even though they already know, they still consume it, right? This means they are aware and there is no coercion. This is their choice. The new study yields surprisingly findings. Men who smoke were less likely to have joint replacement surgery than those who never smoked. The research conducted by the University of Adelaide in Australia. Also, there are several studies have identified a strange inverse relationship between smoking and Parkinson's. Long-time smokers who smoking for a long time are somehow protected from Parkinson's disease. Also, smoking lowers the risk of obesity. Nicotine contained in cigarette is an appetite suppressant. Smoking also makes food less flavorful for some smokers, ultimately curbing appetite. And for the impact of smoking on social life, for the positive impact of smoking is to reduce stress and create feeling of pleasure. There are various reasons why smokers smoke, such as when smoking, smokers will feel comfortable or like to release their anger.
Now we move on to closing statements. You have for your closing statement. For the affirmative, please go first. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Last statement from affirmative team. Let's live a healthy life without smoking. Many people want to quit smoking, but only a few do it seriously. Quitting smoking is indeed very difficult for those who are addicted to it, but that doesn't mean it can be done. After 20 hours without smoking, the next effect of quitting smoking is the risk of the heart attacks will be reduced because quitting smoking can lower blood pressure. Oxygen levels in the body also increase, making physical activities such as exercising feel easier to do. Many benefits are obtained after quitting smoking. The body becomes healthier and also the money that is usually used to buy cigarettes can be saved for useful things. So let's stop smoking.
So the conclusion of the opposite team is that with this cigarette, it can contribute to the country's economy through taxes. It can reduce the number of unemployment rates with the existence of cigarette factories and tobacco farmers. In addition, the reason smokers continue to smoke even though they already know the dangers is because by smoking, they can relieve their stress and anger. Therefore, I do not agree with the motion for the ban of smoking in Indonesia.
I would like to close this event by thanking all of the candidates for their participation in this debate. Thank you and see you next time.